What is good? We are live. Let's get this broadcast, share this broadcast, and get right down to the news. What week it's been. We've had quite the week that I start this. The week I start this show, we have so much news breaking. Since we got Russia, Ukraine. Let's share with the members of the Legion of Mirrors. That's the looks like that's the song we are going to use for now. I can get my own, and that's what I was thinking about last night. I was thinking about, okay, what should I name you people? The fellow Americans, the Fellowship of Americans, or the American Legion, which the American Legion was an actual thing. I think it still is. But we have lots on Russia, lots on Ukraine. Leaked documents, which I covered this week. Forgot which show already. But referring to apparently this guy Jack texted who I heard from Alex Jones. The leaker is probably not the leaker, and it's probably the government. They're just using him as a fall guy. Like Alex, like him, might disagree with him. But if it does turn out that he was the leaker, this guy is a hero. This guy probably this guy's here for being that risky. Like Assange known, if it was he was set up, it's bad, but he kind of probably a situation with the FBI connection good. All right, the connection's good. So yeah, let's see. You have this clip from Lionel Media we're going to react to, and Lionel, I followed him. I actually learned about him from Alex Jones, but then I rediscovered he's like it's like how Gerald Celente is. I mean, I'd like to get those two on one day. Yeah, oh, look at that. We got someone in. Come in the live. Let's screen share to the leaked. So we're going to relax this clip from Lionel Media.
And listen good. The American public does not care about the leaked Pentagon documents case. Doesn't care, doesn't understand it, won't react to it, and furthermore, nothing is going to come of this. Nothing. No heads will roll. No one will be fired. Austin, Millie, the usual suspects, Blinken, it doesn't matter. Couple of reasons. The human ear can...
He has a point. Most people will buy into this propaganda. We have been conditioned. Let's see. We have been conditioned for years now via CIA level propaganda that we are to obey the director of the government. It's like, if I tell you to jump this high, you will do that. If I tell you to jump, you'll ask how high. That's what it is.
And only hear noises between 20 and 20,000 hertz.
You see, this kid is going to jail. Air Force National Guard from Texas, I believe, is going to jail. But Austin and Millie, I doubt they're going to face justice anytime soon. Maybe if we get Trump back in and he actually decides to start making serious changes to the deep state, starts to tear down the deep state. That's the only way. Other than that, the only justice they're going to get, thankfully, will be God's judgment.
Anything below or above that, it doesn't know anything. Okay, fine. Now, what's critical to note and what's critical to understand is that there are some subjects that kind of fall in those extreme ranges. And this is one of them. Americans don't care about this. Americans love war. Americans love to hate the Russians. Americans love to hate Putin. Americans love to wear the flag, wave that Ukrainian flag without being able to find Ukraine on a map. It knows nothing about this. And by the way, as far as this young man goes, immediately pull a Chelsea Manning and claim some type of transgenderism, claim 3, 4, 5 different pronouns, and start cobbling after the fact some manifestos. In fact, if you can, always have a series of manifestos with some dead man switch. In the event you get yourself in a sling, have one of your friends release them and explain that the reason why you did this was because of years and years of transgenderism and whatever it is, because we love that.
He should. If he wants to get himself out of prison now, that's what he's got to do, because the media will be his best friend. They'll have him be interviewed on CNN. Heck, they'll probably even have him on Fox, because Fox are also part of the woke media industrial they just are the controlled opposition part. They say they're against the woke and everything. They're part of the same power structure. DeSantis, Fox, all of it.
During the beginning of the Russian-Ukrainian action, I could not believe how nobody found anything even remotely crazy as to the story. I carry this with me. I say, do me a favor. I notice you have these Ukrainian flags, and I stand with Ukraine. And you sure that's not the Blockbuster logo? But anyway, I hand them this here. Here's a globe. Point to Ukraine, roughly. Just give me an approximation, not a clue.
If you look at old clips of, for example, Jimmy Kimmel, he would, or even better, Mark Dice, because Mark Dice is base. Go subscribe to Mark Dice. Go sally into the streets of LA, go into California, go ask people, just some simple questions like, and they can't answer it. They cannot answer it. They cannot answer simple questions about the United States of America and its history.
Who's Victoria Nuland? I don't know. Who's Kennan? What about Soviet expansion? What about the dissolution of the Soviet Empire? What about Russians? They know nothing.
They don't.
All they know is this Boris Natasha, kind of this Manichaean, good versus bad, and that's it.
Yes, and I'll bring this story up later. A former teacher of mine told this story in the 80s about how he went on and I'm not going to disclose his name. I don't know if this will ever reach him, but if it does, I am going to keep his name a secret because I don't want the chance of any of these crazy going after him. And so he went on a Russian ship in the 80s because he used to work at the port. I believe this was I'm not going to disclose which port it was, but he went on a Russian ship with permission, obviously, because you weren't allowed to. You were allowed to go on other ships, but not the Russians, because it was the Cold War. He brings some American cigars on and gets Russian vodka from the captain, and they have a good conversation. And when teacher asked, "Hey, I think our country could get along." To the captain, and there was a translator, and he said that I think my government and your government don't want us. It was something like that, but the Russian captain wanted to agree, but there was a political commissar in there, and honestly, you think the stigma was bad of that's what the leadership of the US and the Soviet Union didn't want. They were probably secretly all working, collaborating with each other at some levels. It's to create that division, divide the people, dumb them down. They're no threat.
Nothing is going to happen. This young man, this kid, this is a psyop, a military operation, the likes of which people in the business, people who are real, actual intel folks, not these tin horn lunatics who claim to be, these folks are saying he had what documents? What? There's no way. Did you read this one statistic? There's a 7-to-1 kill ratio, Russia to Ukraine.
7-to-1 kill rate. But you Slava Ukraine. Ukraine's winning. Ukraine's winning. Ukraine is winning. Ukraine is winning. La 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 la. No, they are not.
Excuse me. Ukraine's 7 Ukrainians killed for each Russian.
Yeah, 7 Ukrainians are. I didn't know, but I knew what he was getting at because I had seen the document. 7 Ukraine, and it's like 17,000 Russian, 77,000 Ukrainians. So much for that Western equipment that
this is
we were giving. Let's continue.
This is unheard of. How did that get out? What's the reason? It doesn't matter. Let me stop. Let me save you the time.
Hang on.
Let me save.
Let me. Sorry, I had to get that posted, but
Save you because the weekend's coming up and it's summer and you couldn't care less because when it comes to war and anything involving any kind of geopolitical,
you want to know what one of the only major capitals that wasn't occupied or bombed during World War II was? And there was plenty, but you want to know the capital of one of the major countries? Washington, D.C. We have not had to face, and yes, Pearl Harbor was attacked. That's how we did go. And the Aleutian Islands were occupied. And a lot of U.S. territory in the Pacific was occupied by the Japanese. But when has there been really a threat? And I'm not talking about the Civil War where there was whether you want to consider the Confederacy a sovereign nation or not, that's up to you. That's not the point. Last time the major American cities were occupied by a foreign enemy and destroyed was 1814 when Washington D.C. was occupied and the president's mansion, along with the Capitol building and several others, were burnt down. We have not had to face the threat of an occupation, and that's contributed. Now, I'm not saying I think we need an invasion. No, I would prefer not to have a war in America, a civil war or a foreign invasion. That being said, we've got to wake people up to the threat.
Positioning, Americans can't hear this. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, whatever. We didn't learn from Vietnam. We always say never.
Nope, we did not.
Again, we don't know anything.
Look at what happened in Afghanistan. You really think that? Look at our woke soldier. You think that we're gonna beat the Russians, who are gonna be battle hard? You think we're gonna beat the Chinese? The Chinese are an culture. 5,000 years. They wrote the art of war. They have advanced. They've learned from the center of humiliation. They're getting geared up to take Taiwan. And after that, what's going to happen to us? Because, the Chinese are communists. Well, they're communists. I'll say that. But their traditions haven't changed? No.
Americans simply don't care about anything. It doesn't bother them. They're not interested. They don't know what this administration is doing in their name, and they don't care.
Yep, exactly. Well put. And there's Tucker. The Tucker clip is long, and we just did a long. Why don't we go through some of this? Here's a much shorter clip. And then, actually, let me show you this from Laura Loomer. I actually don't think I want to, because it has some. You can probably look. I'll retweet it, and you can go and see it. But it's this: the leak. Ukraine-Russia war documents show Russia has a 7-to-1 kill ratio. Meanwhile, the media has been lying and saying Russia has more casualties than Ukraine and Russia is losing. Also, they can launder more of your attack-minded globalist cross-dresser. And the homo cross-dresser, Voldemort Zelensky. I'm going to call him Voldemort, because that's what he essentially is. I don't want to see that gif. Laura, I love you, but why'd you have to put that gif there? Yeah. That was awful. Just this guy, David Weissman, the fact that Tucker Carlson is defending reckless traitor whistle, or is defending that reckless traitor whistleblower proves that Fox News must be ruined for their military bases. You are an idiot. You are an idiot. And people are going, he's anti-Semitic. David Weissman's a Jew. Well, I'm part Jewish. My mom's side of the family is Jewish. I'll disclose that. But and listen, I'm following Laura Loomer. I've had interactions with her. She's Jewish. Don't call me anti-Semitic. He is an idiot. Fox News is part of your same establishment. You're just too dumb to know that, because you have been brought up in so much propaganda that your brain must be smaller than a stegosaurus, his walnut-sized brain. Yeah, I don't think that I don't think this kid actually. Now I'm starting to think that he didn't. Because, listen, he probably could have, but I doubt he's going to be as sophisticated as a Assange or a Snowden. This is a 21-year-old. Snowden and Assange had experience in in getting this type of information. But if he did, if he was, he needs to be let go and made a national hero. But unfortunately, he is not, because look at Edward Snowden. Look at Julian Assange. Look how they're treated. Poor Julian Assange. I just hope if this kid did, he knows what hell he's going to get himself into. Just pray, in the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, that he is safe. Because and or he could end up like this guy, David Eiselberg, who leaked the Pentagon Papers, which showed the reality of the situation in the Vietnam War and led to its end. Let me get it up. Yeah, so I wasn't familiar with this guy. Guess he's like a Seymour Hersh, who is also another great hero, who talked about obviously, we know the United States blew up Nord Stream 2. Anyone tells you that it was the Russians or just a group of Ukrainians on some raft, they are lying, and you should not take them seriously anymore. Understood? So I think that's what it's going to be mostly about. Obviously, we know the situation. Bakhmut just fell. Wait, this can't be real. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, there's, of course, the Ukraine shells are all out in force. Yeah. I mean, this war is going to end up going only one way and one way only. Russia's going to win. I don't know your. And also, I talked about lots of special forces. The Americans are taking heavy losses now. The Russians are killing Americans. And what are American soldiers doing there in the first place? It's illegal, like the rest of the war since World War II. Where's the congressional approval in these wars? Okay, maybe war on Afghanistan. Yeah, I'm not even sure about that. I don't. We're just bypassing Congress because there will be those senators who and representatives who do question. And there's a story my professor told me about Abraham Lincoln, the Mexican American War. About how, and I'm not sure if this story is, he's telling me, and I'm going to trust him because he is pretty smart. But apparently, when Congress was going to vote, Lincoln, who was a congressman at the time, said, "All right, tell me where on which side of the border," because it was disputed down there in Texas at the time between the Republic of Texas, later the United States, and the Mexicans. And this was after the Mexicans had attacked an American encampment. And listen, we probably shouldn't have been there. We were trying to provoke Mexico into a war, and Lincoln asked, "Hey, tell me where it is, and I will vote." But for you, if the Mexicans did attack our side of the border, but if we were on their side and they were attacking, then I'm not. And he got kicked. He got voted out. And then after that, he learned never to speak against any war. And there's DeSantis. And I'll probably cover a little bit more of DeSantis after. But the fact that Ukraine's literally, I don't know how. Okay, I just saw some unpleasant stuff. Let's see. Actually, I lost it. Because yeah. Let's be honest, okay? The country is dead. A lot of news coming in. I mean, here's a quote from Garland Nixon, who is a liberal lawyer, but he's based, okay? Can we just say that? It is clear that the Democratic Party and its followers are now every bit the oppressive pro-fascist beast they claim to oppose in the GOP. A bunch of woke warmongers, neocon, international pirates, and CIA supporting goons. From Garland Nixon. And he's not wrong. And a lot of people who were previously neutral, like Stu Peters, who I follow, and you should as well. I've had no interaction with Stu Peters and no interaction with Garland Nixon, but go follow both of them. But Stu Peters, a couple weeks or maybe a month or two ago, it was when Zelensky said, "Your Americans are going to have to die in Ukraine." Like, I have a green. Sure, I should just put it on and just act like Zelensky up here. Here. You think I might. I might just do for the clout and for the fun. Because as they want it to happen. They want this to happen. And apparently, Benny Johnson, that's something I would cover. we're really more focused on Russia and Ukraine. Let's see. I can't. Back there. This account seems to be getting shadow banned. They claim to. I saw a speech from Victoria Nuland. She's giving the typical thing. Goebbels. You know what? And this was a film I had in like it was the film adaptation of the book Fatherland. At the time, I thought it was kind of bland. Oh, but hang on, let me get the clip. It's based on what if Germany had won World War II and a Cold War between the U.S. and Germany. Let me actually get it. Let me see if I can get it. Find it up clip because there's a clip of a newsreel. Klaus Schwab approves of this. Is one of those comments. Can't seem to find. I don't know. You'll probably have to watch the entire film. There's one segment where they're talking. So in Fatherland, so Germany went the Second World War. USA still beat Japan, but it was like D-Day failed, and so Germany is still at war with Russia. They just pushed them back out, pushed them into the Urals, and it's in the 60s. So they're like, and the Germans are talking, putting up newsreels about how they expect victory within a couple months. And now, whenever I see these Ukraine newsreels, I'm like, dang, this is strange. because they're not the same Nazi. Oh, they don't want to talk about it. They want to call Trump and his supporters Nazis. Meanwhile, there are literal Nazis in Ukraine, but those are okay. They're nice guys. They love democracy. Let me see. Pull up this is Gonzalo Lira, who's journalist. He's been there. Please go and follow him. Whenever I say go follow, you just, if you're watching this after, just say Jared the American sent you here to try and get their attention directed back at me. So share.
As the Ukrainian people heroically defend their immediate future.
Heroically defend. Don't know what to tell you. They've lost 77,000 county. Could be more. Could be less. Somewhere around that range. The Russians, we all thought that they had lost. Like, I thought it was going to be higher. 17,000.
We must also help them.
That's not a lot. Yeah, it is a lot, but compared to what the Ukrainians are doing, it's nothing.
Begin planning for their long-term recovery. Together, we are working on how to support Ukraine's military of the future so that Russia can't simply storm back after this next counteroffensive.
They think that this there's talk that this counteroffensive might not even happen. And like there's talk about postponing it. The situation that bad. Possibly the Russians might even counterattack, or they just will let the Ukrainians attack, and it's going to inevitably be a disaster. There's no way. I do not see a chance in hell that this. I could be wrong, but I just don't see a chance in hell from what I've heard coming out from these sources.
And take land again in a few months or in a few years. We will also help rebuild Ukraine's energy infrastructure so it comes back greener and more resilient. We will help strengthen Ukraine's government institutions to ensure they deliver dignity and opportunity for all Ukraine's citizens and that they are better hardened against corruption. And we will help.
I wouldn't say that.
Rebuild Ukraine's cities and towns and villages so displaced Ukrainians can return home without fear, reunite with their loved ones, and get back to their businesses, to their farms, and to the work of building a peaceful, democratic future. We also need to help deepen.
Whenever you hear these people, the Victoria Nuland, the George Bushes, the Joe Bidens, use the word democracy, that's a curse word. Democracy is a curse word. Or anything like liberty, freedom, peaceful, whenever these people use it, is a curse word. Russia wanted peace. Putin didn't want to do this. Putin had 8 years. He could have invaded in 2014, 2015. He held back. And retrospectively, guess he wishes now he didn't hold back and he just invade, because this is not a good scenario.
In Ukraine's integration.
And also, it's not going to be the U.S. And that we should be thankful that we're not. The Ukrainians should be thankful we're not going to be the ones rebuilding, and it's going to be the Russians doing most of the rebuilding. Because the Russians are going to teach them good values of family. They're going to reinstate the Orthodox Church, which has been banned by the tyranny of Zelensky. They'll probably be more peaceful and democratic society when the Russians end up rebuilding Ukraine. It'll probably be, they rebuilt Mariupol in record time.
With Europe and make its products a larger part of a healthy and democratic global supply chain.
Shut up with
And
the
we
word democratic. You don't like democracy. You overthrow government and assist in overthrowing governments because you don't like their leaders. Yes, some of them aren't democracies, but they were very well liked by their people. Saddam, not a good guy, but was liked by his people. Gaddafi was extremely well loved. And it also wasn't that, he was probably better than Saddam. A lot of people in Libya actually liked him. And you know what we did? You know what we did? We fomented a revolution against Gaddafi, because he was threatening France's influence over its countries, or should I say France's continued exploitation of its colonies in Africa. Gaddafi was going to liberate them. He was going to be Africa's own version of Washington, or the guy who helped Hagen. I forgot the name. Let me look it up. Haitian Jean-Jacques Dessalines. He probably would have been like that Gaddafi, and Britain, France, Qatar, and the US were like, no. So they kill him, and they're like, yeah. They have those fake streets like, yay, we got rid of the guy who created economic and political stability. We got rid of the guy who wanted to make Africa a superpower in the name of democracy. We are just a nice United States. We love everyone. And yay! Crimea River. Or look at Libya now. Once we finish this clip, I want to show you clips of Libya.
Also have to ensure that Ukraine lives up to its potential as a global technology center. Our work together here is not simply about rebuilding what Putin has so criminally destroyed.
Oh, you mean what you have destroyed by not seeking peace and seeking to continue to blame the killing fields? I know nothing's going to come, but if there were, Victoria Nuland needs to be one of the first people on trial for war crimes. Her, George Bush, Obama, heck, there's even some stuff Trump did, but it wasn't as severe as what the political and military industrial complex are doing. And also a lot of reporters are going to need to go to trial for taking part in these misinformation operations, which ended up costing millions of lives, millions of Iraqis dead. Look how poorly we mismanaged the war in Afghanistan. We left all that equipment behind. And China are just going to smack us so hard. And hope to God this happens, but I think China will take Taiwan in record amount of time. They're already preparing. They say 2025, 2027. It's going to be this year here, or maybe into next year. Taiwan is not going to last. Those microchips are going to fall into the Chinese, and we are going to be screwed.
It's about the complete modernization and revitalization of Ukraine. Our shared
modernization. Oh, you mean cutting little boys' balls off? Their balls and genitals off? You mean teaching 5-year-old girls that they're boys? Introducing drag queen story time? Yeah, I don't think so.
goal must not be a Ukraine that simply survives. It must be.
And Ukraine will survive under Russian control. I think a lot of Ukrainians are turning against Zelensky. I'm seeing a lot of Ukrainians would, after a while, are probably going to end up welcoming a Russian administration that rebuilt. They got screwed over so much by their corrupt government that's backed by Igor Kolomoisky. Look Igor Kolomoisky up. For those of you who are watching now or after this, look up Kolomoisky.
A Ukraine that thrives. As the
Get that, this demonic. I don't. Ugh. Either her, Dylan Mulvaney. Yeah, they have some. Russia does seem like you could say it's biased, but it's just reporting the facts. Facts are biased and are considered biased, faking news, then we have truly lost. And you see, France is starting to. I still think Macron's kind of a NWO ship, but hopefully he's trying to. I'm just checking. No. It's video from a Catholic of Trump hitting the first shot at basketball. Kind of want to feature, but it's not really for. I'll show it. Then after that, we're getting back into the Ukraine news. Maybe some DeSantis. Not sure. I think I kind of want to cover more of the Ukraine stuff because yes, this Trump DeSantis thing. Yeah, Trump has literally a. Hang on, if I can get it. Wrong tab. I was sharing the wrong tab. All right, let's see.
Hey, Isaiah.
How you doing? I'm doing great. Thank you so much.
Melania.
Hello, how you doing? It is
Nice to meet you.
so good to see you.
Now, this is a winner.
I think y'all should make the Donald shoot a free throw.
Oh,
and the pressure's on. Oh, we got a sub. We got a sub. We got a sub. Yeah.
we got a pretty cheerleader.
This definitely is going in.
All right.
There it is. All right.
You know what? I know what to do now. This. Let me get this. Let's stop sharing and oh yeah, let's just say I know DeSantis, yes, he did pass that, but I think actually, you know what, we should get into this the Trump DeSantis because just some quickly because I am going to end the stream. Friday Night Tights is coming up. Soon. Where is it? Because there was a. Oh, there. There we go. All right. So let's just. Oh, people think DeSantis is going to stomp Trump. Sorry, Bill Mitchell. Sorry, DeSantis. Hate to break it. I thought, for some reason, I thought this was at 18. So, you know, Ron still has a chance. It's 9-point separation, but, you know, I mean, Trump's got like 62, which is record breaking. This is in Kentucky. And I think the way DeSantis handled the whole thing with the floor, I felt like he was going to lose Florida. I do. And New Jersey might be, I thought he might win New Jersey, but people I go around and ask Trump DeSantis, people are talk to me and they're like, I want Trump. DeSantis really screwed himself. He could have, if he just waited. If he waited, he probably could have ran in 2024. But he probably did get some deals behind the scenes. It really sucks because DeSantis seemed like such a. He's gonna be, and I see Gary from Neurotic posts it linked to FNT. I think Razorfist is associated on. I can't be sure, but I do see that he posted. No, Mueller. Looks like it's gonna be D-Day. All right, so doesn't look like because I know Razorfist is supposed to come on in a cup at some point and to promote his com. So let's see. We still have another. Oh, my fell asleep. So we have another not hour, cup like 21 minute. So I guess I can go before Friday Night Tight starts. So I'm going to go for as long as possible. Maybe I can get some peel in. We could talk, have some interaction. But then there's, yeah. This shows more. I will get into some cultural issues, but this is more of political news channel. I don't have time to do like Jeremy and Ryan. Like, I mean, I would love to work for Geeks and Gamers. Love to. Oh, I forgot. I was going to do a Zelensky skit. So, you know what? Why not? That's better. It's Volodymyr Zelensky. Yes. Yes, give me. I am asking you to give me money so I can do coke money with Hunter Biden. Yes. I know we are winning. Yes. We might have lost Bakhmut. We might have lost 77,000, but we are winning. Jared, he's not here. 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 Yes. It is me, Volodymyr Zelensky. Yes. Yes, give Ukraine money. Give Ukraine money. Yes. You see, give us money. Yeah, I need money or to do coke with Hunter Biden. Yes. Who Joe Biden put on charisma despite the fact Hunter didn't know anything. Yes, he also bangs his family. It runs in the Bidens, from what I can tell. You know. And don't whatever you do, Americans, do not elect Trump. Don't elect RFK. Don't elect Jimmy Dore. Or elect Biden, elect DeSantis, anyone but Trump, anyone but Kennedy, anyone but Jimmy Dore. Yes, yes. Don't tune into Infowars. Don't tune into the Trend Journal. Don't tune into Dideco. No. Oh, don't turn. And also to the Brit. Don't turn into George Galloway. Yes, he talk bad about. He tells you that I am Western puppet. No, Ukraine is not Western puppet. Yes. I am Zelensky. Slava Ukrainia. Slava. Ah, yes. That's it. I'm back. I just let Zelensky. Yes, I let him use it. He might have said he disappeared. Nah, I let him use because I'm willing to let other people speak. I'm willing to. It's you know what? Maybe I'll debate Zelensky at some point. All right, let's get Zelensky on. But I think that quite wraps out. I was looking to get guests on like Jeremy Griggs or Ryan Kinnell. Turns out I had Volodymyr Zelensky, president of Ukraine, heroic freedom fighter, fighting against that evil tyrant Putin. And I am so glad that we got him on. And you know what? That clip was so great. I am just going to share it. I am going to share it when I'm done. And I think we're over an hour. So, you know what the drill is. Subscribe, share the video, share the stream once it's done, and we are out. God bless you, and God bless America. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.